Hi guys, it's Mark from Totally Silenced Tech, and today we're checking out Corsair's newest RGB fans, the HD120s and the SP120s. Now there's been a lot of hype surrounding these fans, so let's jump straight into it and talk about the pricing. Now first up, the new SP120 fans. Here I have a free pack that costs 53 UK pounds, 70 US dollars and 69 euros. You can buy them singly, but I'd highly recommend you buy them as a free pack as it works out significantly cheaper. But next up, the HD series, the more premium of the two models. The free pack comes in at 68 UK pounds, 90 US dollars and 90 euros. So that's the pricing out of the way. Now I'm going to run through what you get inside the box as well as how to set these fans up. But the installation method is exactly the same for both the SP120s and the HD120s. But opening up the box, you get the free fans, you get an RGB 6-port fan hub, you get a cool little remote for changing all the different RGB settings, and lastly a cable which allows you to connect the hub up to your PC case. Now this will allow you to control the RGB effects from your case's reset switch. If we take a closer look at the cables coming off the HD120 fans, you get two, so your cable management skills better be on point installing these. One cable is a standard 4-pin connector which needs to be driven by a standard 4-pin header as the fan motor is PWM controlled. The second cable connects to the previously mentioned RGB 6-port fan hub, and you're able to connect up to 6 fans to this hub. Installation is quite simple. Mount the fans around the case and then connect the 4-pin fan headers to your motherboard as you would normally. Next, mount the RGB 6-port fan hub to the back of your case using the adhesive 3M backing. Then simply connect the fan hub up to the nearest SATA port. Next, plug in the controller and find a suitable place to mount that as well. At this point you can decide whether you want to connect the optional cable to your reset switch on your PC. So that's it, really easy and simple to do. Now it's time to put your PC back together as you're all set. Okay guys, so I won't run through all of the specs of these fans as I know you guys probably just want to see the RGB lights, but quickly, the SP120 fans have a max speed of 1400 RPM. They run off a 3-pin connector and the fan uses hydraulic bearings. Each one has 4 RGB LEDs housed inside the center of the fan. The fan itself is frosted white to help with distribution of the RGB LEDs. And lastly, the SP120 RGBs have a life expectancy of 40,000 hours. Moving on to the HD120 fans, they have a max speed of 1725 RPM and they go all the way down to 800. They house 12 RGB LEDs built directly into the fan's frame, and much like Corsair's new ML fans, they feature the same vibration dampeners on the corners, but these cannot be removed and customized like the ML fans. But the HD120s are also frosted white, so they match really well with the SP120 RGBs. So take a look at this guys, I have the free HD120 fans installed on the front of my case, and I also have the SP120 fans installed on the inside of my case, acting as rear exhaust. But if we run through the controller on the HD120s, the top button controls the speed from slow to medium and lastly high. Pressing it again will return to the beginning. The next button down on the controller will control the different colors from white to red to orange to yellow to green to blue to violet, and then the last setting will cycle through all of the colors. But the last button down on the controller will cycle through the different effects. The first one is set to static, then it goes to breathing, then it goes to flicker, then it goes to sequential, then it goes to marquee, and then lastly rainbow. The HD120 fans are much the same apart from we get slightly less effects. Running through them quickly, you only get breathing and flicker, then you get static, then you get breathing and flicker separately, so you get no rainbow effect on the SP120 RGBs. But that pretty much wraps up the review, guys. As a summary, I love the way Corsair have integrated the RGB lighting on both sets of fans. The SP120 RGBs look fantastic and the fan blades give off a great effect all on their own. The HD120 RGBs are on another level, whether it's just plain brightness or effects. The way Corsair have separated the RGB lighting to the separate controller puts them on a whole nother level. Now, one thing that I'm finding quite frustrating with these fans is the fact there's no option to adjust the brightness. You can turn them off completely if you unplug them out the back of your case, but that is a lot of hassle. What I would have liked is if you could have integrated a brightness adjustment to the reset switch on my PC, because when I'm gaming at night I do find them very bright, even more so when I'm watching a film. But jumping straight into the scores now, I'm going to give the Corsair SP120 RGBs a score of 7 out of 10. I would have liked a slightly better design to the outer housing of the fans, as they are a little bit plain. But the HD120s, I'm going to give a score of 8 out of 10. It would have been a 10 if there was the option to dim the lighting, as it's super bright, and considering there's a hub and a controller, I feel like it's a bit of a missed opportunity. But make no mistake about it, these fans with the integrated fan controllers add another level of customization, and I can see the SP120s and the HD120s being extremely popular with PC builders. But anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed the review. Bit of a long one again today, but I've been Marcus from Totally Silenced Tech. Goodbye.